You tell me.
1, 2, 3.
Yes. And
1,
why
2,
those
3.
are called as natural numbers? Why the name, why the terminology natural numbers is used? Any idea? Yes, anyone can answer my question.
Maybe because it is not derived from any other set, it's the basic set.
It's the basic set, and maybe you can relate it like this. In nature, when you count the things, how do you count? Nature means, now I'm talking about the surrounding. It may be, it is not restricted to only trees and forest. Okay, suppose I want to count trees. How I will count the trees? I will count them as 1, 2, 3, right? Will I count it as zero trees? If there are no trees, now I can say there are zero trees in mathematics, right? But when the numbers were first invented, that time zero was not there, right? So uh, I always think like that, that's why the terminology natural comes. Yeah, natural numbers. If you want to count the things in your surroundings, suppose you want to count number of tables, number of chairs, how will you count them? You will count them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You will not count them as there are minus 2 tables, will you? Will you say there are minus 2 tables?
No.
No. And this is the set of natural numbers. It is the very basic set. Then afterwards, scientists were in the, they wanted to solve the equations of the type, say, um, x plus 4 is equal to 4. They wanted to find out a number which doesn't change the magnitude of the number, any other number. जैसे कि equation x plus 4 should remain as 4. So what is the value of x? If x plus 4 is
0.
equal to 4, x is 0, right? So that was the, you can think in that direction, that was the need of finding or inventing the number 0. Okay, and fortunately we got that number which we call as 0, which doesn't change the magnitude of any number. So that is called as identity, right? Additive identity. So 0 was added and it became the whole numbers, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so I would like to share with you all the presentation which I have made. Okay, so the first set is natural numbers. Okay, natural numbers, also called positive integers, counting numbers or natural numbers. They are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have whole numbers when we add the number 0, which is not a natural number. Okay, who invented 0? Any idea? Or where 0 was invented?
India.
India. So this is the biggest contribution of India to mathematics and to the whole world, right? Without 0 we cannot survive. When 0 is added after the number, it gives a lot of meaning. Okay, but you know what is the meaning of 0 also, right? When you score 0 marks in paper. So the 0 is very, very significant. Okay, then later on scientists wanted to solve the equations of the types, and now once you have 0 with you, they wanted to discover a number which nullifies the magnitude of a number. That means if I want to nullify the magnitude of 4, how I can nullify the magnitude of 4? How I can make it 0?
By subtracting 4 from it.
Yes, that means by adding minus 4, right? In other words, by adding minus 4. And that was the need of introducing uh, negative numbers. Okay, so it was the equation x plus 4 equal to 0. Suppose x plus 4 equal to 0 gives me x minus 4. Now very easily you can say, yeah, yes, x is equal to minus 4. But just think about that time when it was not discovered, how difficult it would have been to think or to put something like this. So these are very important things to know, though they sound very easy and very obvious in this time. Okay, and that is how the numbers get, the number sets got developed. All these needs, they leaded to the inventions of the different types of numbers, and now we can use them very easily and very significantly in mathematics and in all other sciences. Okay, then perhaps scientists came across the equations of the type, say, 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, or 2x is equal to 3. So what is the answer of x? If I say 2x is equal to 3,
3 by 2.
3 by 2, right? So what is 3 by 2? Now this 3 by 2, I cannot put in the natural numbers. I cannot put it in the whole numbers. I cannot put it in the integers. So where I will put them? And now this 3 by 2, now we call the upper part as numerator and the lower part as denominator, right? 3 divided by 2. So this 3 and 2, the numerator and denominator, both belong to natural numbers or integers. Because I may have equation of the type 2x is equal to minus 3 also. 2x equal to minus 3. That will give me x equal to minus 3 by 2. So this minus 3 belongs to set of integers, and 2 also belongs to set of integers. Okay. And therefore, this we cannot put in these three sets, n, w, or z. And therefore, we have a new set called a set of rational numbers, where both these numerator and denominator, they belong to the set of integers. Do you understand it, girls? Do you understand it? How the number
Yes, ma'am.
sets got
Yes,
bought,
ma'am.
huh? Yes, yes. So, and please remember, what is the note here given? The denominator cannot be 0, but the numerator can be. Denominator cannot be 0 because anything divided by 0, it goes to infinity. We do not know what is the answer, okay? And therefore we put it as infinity, and thus we cannot consider that number as a rational number where denominator is 0. That is irrational number, okay? Then scientists came across the numbers of the type, say, x square plus 4 equal to 0. If I say x square minus 4 equal to 0, what is the answer of x? Can you tell me? Or if I
Plus
say x
minus.
square equal to 4, then what is x?
Plus or minus 2. Right?
Plus or minus 2. Yeah, you should, being a science student, now you should give the complete answer, girls. Don't just say 2, because you know that minus 2 का square भी 4 ही होता है, and every quadratic polynomial has 2 roots. Okay, if the polynomial is of degree n, then it must have n different roots or repeated roots, but it must have n roots. So x square equal to 4 gives me two answers, 2 or minus 2. But if I write now x square is equal to minus 4, or x square is equal to 2, let us come to that later on. x square is equal to 4 लिखा मैंने, आपने मुझे आंसर बताया. x square equal to 16 लिखा तो भी प्लस और माइनस 4 है. x square equal to 9, then plus or minus 3. But if I write x square is equal to 5, then what is the answer of x? X square equal to 5. What is answer of x?
Root 5.
Plus or minus root 5.
plus or minus root 5. Now very easily you can tell me plus or minus square root of 5. This square root of 5, can you put it in natural numbers? No. Can you put it in W? No. Z? No. Q? Can you put it in rational numbers? Square root of 5? Because square root of 5 is not an integer. Is it an integer?
No.
No, it will be something 2 point something आएगा वो answer है ना? When you calculate it on the calculator, it will give you 2 point something answer. So that is not a rational number. So where we will put them, that is an irrational number, and therefore this was the need of defining the set of real numbers, and thus we defined real numbers. This real number set contains all the possibilities or includes all the possibilities of a number. The number may be natural, whole, integers, rationals, and irrationals. All these numbers are put together and the set is very big. That set is called as real numbers set. Have you understood it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
now there are numbers. Suppose I say x square equal to 5 के जगह पे मैंने x square equal to -5 लिखा. Then what is the square root of a negative number? Square root of a positive number is plus or minus. But what is square root of a negative number? Suppose I have x square equal to -4. Then what is the value of x? It will be x is equal to plus or minus square root of -4. And that I can write as plus or minus square root of 4 into -1, which I can rewrite as square root of 4 into square root of -1. Square root of 4 is 2. And what is square root of -1 then? Do you know what is square root of -1?
Iota.
I. We call it as imaginary number. Okay. Something which is not real, that is imaginary. Okay. And we do not have too much to study on using complex numbers. So I have not taken, but I will define it for you. So it is imaginary number. So that set will be complex number set, which will contain every possibility. The number may be natural, whole, integer, rational, irrational, or imaginary. Real, imaginary. That is a very big set called as, so every problem you will have solution in that complex set. Okay. If you try to find out the solution of x square equal to 5 in the set of integers, you will not get solution in set of integers. If you try to find out the solution in set of reals, you will get the answer. Okay. So this is how the numbers are evolved. See, natural numbers, then we have 0, that gives us whole numbers. Then we added negatives to that, that gives us integers. Then we added fractions to that, that gives us rationals. To that we add irrationals, so that gives us the big set real numbers, and we are talking about real numbers. Okay, I hope you have understood all of these things. Okay, so these were the equations I was talking about, that how x plus 5 equal to 8, then x is equal to 3, so this is a natural number. Then x plus 5 is 5, x is 0, 0. You have to add to the natural numbers so that it is whole numbers set. Then x plus 3 equal to 0. So this -3 nullifies the magnitude of 3, and thus negative numbers were introduced and the set of integers was extended from W. It is Z. So please remember all these N, Z, Q, R. They are very important. Okay, and these are the complex numbers which I was talking about. X square plus 1 is equal to 0. X square is -1. X is equal to square root of -1, which does not belong to set of real numbers. So we call it as an imaginary number, I, and Z is equal to 4 plus 5i is a complex number. Okay, so 4 is the real part and 5 is the complex part. Yes, and now here we come with our first chapter, algebraic and transcendental equations, right? Yes, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are algebraic equations? The algebraic equation, for example, I have x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So how do you solve this? The roots are 3 and 2. How do you solve this? X square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Roots are 3 and 2. Come on, SYBSC.
Ma'am, by factorization
Huh?
method. By factorization method.
Factorization, yes. How will you factorize them? Or it? How will you factorize the equation?
Ma'am, we'll find multiples of plus 6,
Yes.
which on addition give us minus 5.
Hmm.
So 6 it is 2
So
and
it
6
will be
by 6 is
splitted as
minus
x
5.
square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you take common things, x into x minus 3 minus 2 into x minus 3, and then you have x minus 3 into x minus 2 equal to 0. So x is equal to 3 and 2, right? Now if I change the sign, x square plus 5x minus 6, then what are the roots? Solve it. Try to solve it, girls.
X square plus 6x minus x minus 6.
-6 के आपको ऐसे फैक्टर्स चाहिए जिसकी एडिशन +5 हो. तो I can have 6 and -1, right?
Yes,
I can
ma'am.
have x square minus x plus 6x minus 6 equal to 0, and the roots will be -6 and +1, right? The factors would be x plus 6 into x minus 1, x plus 6 into x minus 1. So the answers are x equal to -6. So if you change the sign, it gets changed. Okay. But if I ask you now, what are the roots of, say, x cube minus 8x square plus 11x minus 9 equal to 0 has real roots? Can you solve it easily? Can you factorize it easily? It's a cubic polynomial. Okay. It's a cubic polynomial. We will come to all these definitions, algebraic and transcendental, etc. Right now, I'm just putting, all these are algebraic only, which I'm handling right now. So x cube minus 8x square plus 11x minus 9 equal to 0. Can you solve it easily like these two equations? Can you factorize them?
No.
No, because the degree becomes greater and it becomes difficult to imagine the factors. There are certain tests you have applied in your school mathematics, if you remember, that 1 is the factor, -1 is the factor. When the sum of all coefficients is 0, 1 is the root always. When alternate terms, their summations are the same, then -1 is the root, etc., etc., right? So there were certain tests. So here you cannot apply. So how to handle these kind of equations? Or if I have, okay, now let me go back to the definition of algebraic equation first of all. So this is a polynomial equation I'm considering: a1 x raised to n, a2 x raised to n minus 1 plus a3 x raised to n minus 2 plus up to an equal to 0. Now these coefficients name you can give in your way. इट इज नॉट कंपल्सरी कि मैंने A1 से स्टार्ट किया तो आप भी A1 से स्टार्ट करो. इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी. इट मे बी A0 ऑल्सो, इट मे बी an x raised to n also. Okay, so these are the coefficients: a1, a2, a3 up to an. They are the coefficients, so they will be the numbers. Like you have x square minus 5x plus 6. So x square का coefficient है 1, x का coefficient है -5, 6 is a constant. So these are your a1, a2, a3s. Okay, usually we use A0 से हम शुरू करते हैं, A0 और AN x raised to n, या हम ऐसा भी लिखते हैं A0 plus A1x plus A2x square plus A3x cube, ऐसे भी लिखते हैं हम. ओके, to understand it easily. So such kind of equations are called as algebraic equations. Okay, algebra means what? What do you mean by algebra, girls? Basically, algebra means these operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? So here you have the algebra of the terms. You are adding some terms, you are subtracting some terms, you have a combination, you are multiplying. -5x लिखने के लिए आपको -5 into x होता है वो, and ultimately you are adding these terms, x square minus 5x plus 6. Okay, so algebraic polynomials. Have you understood the meaning of algebraic polynomials?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now we come to transcendental equations. Okay. So this is just an introductory lecture. Okay. I have not started the contents yet, but I want you to prepare with the terminologies which we are going to use very frequently. The transcendental equations, the equations which contain the different types of functions such as logarithmic, exponential, or trigonometric functions. Such type of equations are called transcendental. So what are the examples? See, 2 sine square x minus sine x plus 1 equal to 0. This is a transcendental equation. 3x plus cos x equal to 2. So you cannot say this is an algebraic one completely. Okay, algebraic polynomial nahi hai ye. X plus 3 log x is equal to 1. So all different types of functions, their combinations are used. So it is difficult to find out the solutions of transcendental equations easily using only factorization. We cannot find it out because the meaning of x gets changed here. Okay. Now what do you mean by root of an equation? The values of unknowns which satisfy the given equation are called roots of the equation. Okay, so when I say find out the roots of x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0, and I say that the roots are x is equal to 2 and 3, that means when I substitute x equal to 2 and 3 in this equation, see, when I put x is equal to 3 here, it becomes 3 square is 9 minus 5 into 3 is 15. 9 minus 15 plus 6. So 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. Similarly, it will happen with 2. 2 square is 4. 4 minus 10 plus 6. So minus 6 plus 6 is equal to 0. So the values which satisfy the given equation are called the roots of the equation. Okay. These roots may be real or imaginary. हमने देखा है x square equal to 4 के roots real है, but x square equal to minus 4 के roots imaginary होंगे. Roots may be distinct or repeated. Okay. If I write x plus 1 into x plus 1, जैसे कि मेरी पॉलिनोमियल है x square plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, then my roots will be -1 -1. So roots may be repeated also. We are interested in finding real root of the nonlinear equations in single variable. So in this chapter, what we are going to handle are the algebraic and transcendental equations in single variable. Girls, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So did you observe here in algebraic and transcendental, I have used a single variable x. Did I use any other variable y or z or u? Every
No.
time I am using only one variable, that is x. So we are going to handle non-linear equations in single variable. They may be algebraic, they may be transcendental. And see, why I am taking this revision, because you should know all these terminologies which we are using. Directly I cannot start, okay? And before actually finding the roots, we need to understand what are approximations, what are different types of errors, what are different types of numbers, what are significant digits, because throughout numerical analysis we are going to have approximated answers. Okay, we will try to get the exact answers, but first we are going to get the sequence of numbers which may not be the exact answers, which will be the approximations, and because of those approximated answers we may come across some errors which we need to understand what are those errors. Okay, so this is one equation. Example is given, x raised to 7 plus 5x plus 1 equal to 0. So if this is a degree 7 polynomial, it must have 7 roots. Okay, and if I ask you find out roots of this equation, can you find out easily? Can you find out it easily? X raised to 7 plus 5x plus 1. Can you factorize it?
No.
No. So here numerical methods help us, okay, to find out. It doesn't mean that the equation has no real root. We cannot claim so unless and until we prove it. Okay. So if the polynomial is of an odd degree, then it will have at least one real root. How, that we will see later on. Okay. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to solve different equations, algebraic or transcendental equations in single variable. We will be using some approximations. Okay, just a minute. Yes, any doubts in today's lecture?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, just a minute, girls. Okay, I was trying to show you a different presentation, but it's okay. Yeah, so for today, I think we can stop here. From tomorrow, we will actually start the contents. Okay. Have you made a separate notebook for maths too?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. So please do write whatever I will be dictating and whatever I will be writing on the screen. Please do write it, because it should become a nice reference book for you all for studying. Okay. Yeah. So let us stop here for today. Tomorrow, do we have any lecture?
No, ma'am.